Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, the game that took the gaming world by storm with a massive open environment and what could only be described as robo-dinosaurs. Despite falling into some of the open world tropes, the game was well received, receiving an 89 Metascore and an 8.4 user score on Metacritic. To be honest, the trailer for the sequel did nothing for me. I thought the first game was cool, and I played it for a decent amount of time, but nothing really resonated with me as I had played many open worlds by that time, and many of the same style of activities. Being a little worn out with open worlds, I was a little reluctant to delve into yet another one. And I'm happy to say that my opinion has shifted. So let's find out what I thought. Without further ado, here is the Horizon Forbidden West review. Enjoy. Horizon Forbidden West is without a doubt the best looking game I've ever seen, period. Not even kidding, having played hundreds of games in my lifetime, I genuinely can't recall a game that looks as wonderful as this game does. The level of detail is phenomenal. Everything from the interactions with the NPCs to small minute details in the change of Aloy's clothing as she goes from one environment to the next. Individual parts on the machines act independently, meticulously crafted in such a way that the machine itself feels like it's living and breathing despite being a machine. I'm blown away by the effort that's on display in every single aspect of Horizon. I almost don't know what to say. The photorealism along with the great motion capture and superbly crafted environments made every single trip worth it. The major locations you visit throughout the game have their own unique vibe to them, so distinctive yet eerily recognizable, and a future you could definitely imagine for humanity. This game is beautiful. In so many ways it's hard to list them all here. And for that reason I just recommend you play it for yourself. I played on the PlayStation 5 on performance mode, which looks gorgeous. I really can't emphasize how spectacular this game is. The lighting and visual effects have been cranked to 12, with the game engine fully utilizing every single aspect of the PlayStation 5's hardware to incredible efficiency. Stunned, surprised, taken aback, shell-shocked, blown away. There are so many ways to describe this absolute beauty of a game. Iterating further on Horizon Zero Dawn's gameplay, Aloy, our main character, has an array of tools to take down a vast plethora of machines. Different kinds of bows, traps, bomb lobbers, tripwires and tethers, and even your spear gets a couple of nifty upgrades. This game also allows you to take over hostile machines, either giving you the option to mount them or have them as a battle companion. And let me tell you something, having a giant machine fighting by your side is all kinds of epic in every way, shape or form. The options for taking down enemies has also increased with an enhanced skill tree system which leans into several archetypes which prove to be very effective regardless of the path you take. There's all new additions to combat, including Valor Surges. These are essentially special moves which allow you to rely on them in order to get yourself out of tricky situations. During my time with the game, I first went with the invisibility option, which proved to be invaluable when farming components from machines, allowing for my first hit to do bonus damage, displacing any part from the machine with relative ease. There are 12 Valor Surges in total, so you get to mix and match and see what you prefer until you are a destroyer of machines. The overall gameplay flow is much better. The world feels more organic. You go through one quest and the next, but everything seemingly feels interconnected in a way that dampens the tropes of most open world games. The environment was living and breathing around me. I could visit one area and there would be mechanical hippos grazing away. I returned later to that same spot to see other machines fighting those hippos for territory, eventually displacing them, meaning that the farming spots would change. There's such a large variety of machines to encounter, all with their own unique traits and ways to deal with them. At almost every turn I was surprised with something new, be it a beautiful new biome, a menacing monstrosity of a machine, or just NPCs battling it out against one another, vying for control. The game is such a vast improvement from the previous title in almost every single way, and at no point did I feel that it was an ordeal to play through. I enjoyed every minute of it. The game is colossal in size and scope. Even now, after finishing the story, my map is littered with things to do and places to see. When I find some more time, I'm definitely going to go back and do all those activities. The Horizon storyline is already quite compelling. A post-apocalyptic setting where a once thriving humanity with a highly advanced technology succumbed to their own greed for power and resources. Forbidden West takes place 6 months after the original game. Now I won't go into the story of the first game, but what I'll do is put a video in the description which breaks down everything in a coherent way. Show some love to the YouTuber for creating such a great video to help people catch up on the story. With the new improvements to the in-game graphics, the motion capture really adds gravity to the story. It's a roller coaster of emotions. We visit political intrigue, massive tribal warfare, and a more self-discovery based Aloy as she realizes she plays a much larger part in saving the world. It seems that every quest is handcrafted, and to that effect, most quests feel quite meaningful and even have knock-on effects onto other quests. Multiple times during my playthrough, there were references to other things I had done during the game, and sometimes NPCs changed their inclination towards me because I helped their friend. Whether there was an actual impact to the entire questline itself, it's hard to say, but even with the slight mention of your previous actions, it really adds to the belief that Aloy really does have an impact on the world around her. Along with a killer cast of characters, the deep narrative really drives you beside Aloy, step by step, keeping you interested in the motivations of the characters and where the story will ultimately arrive at a satisfying conclusion. Frankly, it runs really well in performance mode, but fidelity mode is a train wreck. You can definitely feel the lack of frames in small things like the hair on Aloy's head, foliage, flowing water, draw distance. All of these things suffer in fidelity mode. Even on the PS5, fidelity mode doesn't run very well. The mode doesn't do the game justice in my opinion. But don't get me wrong, performance mode still looks lavish and beautiful in almost every sense of the word. You can see the level of detail in the conversations or when traveling through each of the lands. Do yourself a favor though, play the game on performance mode. It deserves it. There are a few bugs in the game, which is consistent with open world games. There's of course going to be a few bugs, but they were so minor that they're not worth mentioning here. My personal experience involved no crashes or major issues when it came to bugs. The most consistent jankiness that I encountered was during climbing, where Aloy would bounce here and there and it would just look very awkward. And even then, it was few and far between. Overall, a very polished experience. Then there are the accessibility options, which are numerous. I couldn't believe how many there were actually. You could tweak your experience to your preference, whether it be how easy it is to loot the machines or even a co-pilot mode, which is my first time encountering such a mode. That's not all. The campaign experience can be tweaked and customized, changing the enemy health or the damage that Aloy takes. There are dozens of options here to add so much flexibility for all kinds of gamers, and I hope that more developers opt for this kind of accessibility in future games.
Not going to join in singing?
might just be me, but it seems like all Sony studio games have phenomenal sound design. Think Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Horizon, The Last of Us. And I guess that's to be expected when it comes from these massive AAA studios. Even then though, I'm still impressed. There are so many impactful moments in Forbidden West, punctuated by a targeted and detail-orientated sound design. They have crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's here. Every moment is painstakingly crafted to almost perfection. In my personal experience, I've never found a piece of music that was out of place or tonally inappropriate. Every aspect of the game feels like it had its own individual sound team. The weapons were amazing, the voices were amazing, just the overall ambience. Everything was so perfect, and I was just continually blown away by each aspect of this game. No game has ever made me feel that way. When I took the time to think about it, the level of quality in this game is unfathomable. I almost have nothing bad to say about this. To put it simply, this is a product of love. Well crafted and incredibly satisfying. And to put it again simply, it's excellent all round. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the review. I know it was short and sweet, but that is because Horizon Forbidden West is nothing short of spectacular. Truly such an amazing game. I had such a pleasure playing it, and I can't wait to go back after I finish Elden Ring to clean up some of the side quests. Guys, it's truly excellent, honestly. Like one of the best games I've ever played, and I was so excited going for it and telling all my friends, guys, you have to play this game, it's so good. And it was phenomenal. Go out and buy it if you have a PS5. It is an essential game. If you have a PlayStation 4 or PS4 Pro, still quite a good purchase. I know it's going to be a bit tougher to run the more advanced graphics, but guys, it's still a great game. Truly excellent is the score. Elden Ring is coming up next. Really excited to review this one for you guys. Again, thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next breakdown. Bye.